we were gunning. It was so busy that day. It was a Saturday. It was the last weekend of school holidays over there, so there was so many people there. And Disney Sea had probably a lot more to do there than Disneyland. So we went there, and straight away you saw Donald, and we're just like, go get your photo with Donald. We know you love him, so we'll meet you at this ride called Journey to the Center of Earth. And we didn't realize how busy it really was. It took ages to get there, and then when we actually got there, it was already like we were on opening. We were literally probably like 15 minutes late. 15, all right, and it already had a 2.5 hour wait. So we're like, oh shit, all right, maybe not. We won't start with that. We'll go quickly back, go tell them that go get them. We'll go do a different ride, and we'll get fast pass for that, and we'll come back to it later. And so we grabbed our fast pass, and we're like, okay, we'll go get them. Then they can get their fast pass, and we'll be roughly within the same time. And when we got back to the front, Donald was gone, and they were gone. And so we spent like half an hour trying to find our friends, and then we realized, okay, well, we've lost them. They know how to get home, so, and we didn't have, like, roaming or anything like that, so, that was, I did, but they didn't activate their phones, so, he did eventually contact me. He got Wi-Fi somewhere, somewhere in the park where we did organise a meetup, but yeah, so we kind of lost them for a while, and we were a little bit worried. We're like, ah, shit, we kind of lost him here. Might be a little bit of a problem for him, because I knew they well, Shane knew how to get back. I wasn't too sure how much he paid attention to it, because I kind of knew how the rail system worked, and I did most of the research, and so they caught the trains with us, so they probably weren't paying attention, but you just never know how much people pay attention, so you kind of hope they were, and such. But yeah, so that was a big problem, was that when we lost them. And yeah, that's pretty much not Japan, I was gonna say Tokyo, because then after Disney Sea we did what did we do the day after that? Then we had to head to Kyoto. So then we caught the bullet train. So we caught the bullet train twice, from Tokyo to Kyoto and from Kyoto to Osaka. And so we took a train to Kyoto, and Kyoto, we went there. We only stayed 2 nights, but we went there for pretty much. We organised a big day where we wanted to go to 2 places. So the first one was how do you pronounce it? It was like Ashimiyanara? No, not Ashimiyanara. I might still have a friggin' photo of it. The second place was called Fushimi-Inara, and that was like a big temple area dedicated to the Fushimi, dedicated to the Inara goddess. So that was great. And then we did the so the phone doesn't give me the actual location; it's telling me something else. It started with an A. I forgot the name of it. And the phone tells me a different location. I thought because phones sometimes tell you the location of the actual photo that it was taken at, but it's a different name. But it was just this giant bamboo forest, and there was this big river. And we did some boat. We did some like rowing and all that sort of stuff. And yeah, it was just great. That was a great part of the holiday there. Very small little area of the town we stayed in. Stayed near a place called Gion in Kyoto, which was like more traditional. So that was quite fun. That part of the area, but very minimal English, very minimal. So it was quite hard to get people to understand, you know, if when we were asking for directions, or you know, if when I was asking for certain train timetables, because the phone that I had, the Mr. Handy, it was good, but it was like when I tried to figure out the train system, sometimes it was mainly all in Japanese, so I really didn't have the translations for it. So that was the difficult part. So then when I tried to communicate, sometimes people knew, sometimes people didn't. So it was kind of just luck of the draw. But like the receptionist at our hotel spoke no lick of English whatsoever. It was more kind of like a bed and breakfast sort of style. So it was very traditional sort of homestay sort of thing. So I guess you get what you get for that sort of experience. But yeah, then afterwards we headed to Osaka, and Osaka was great. We stayed in an area of Osaka called Dotonbori. So Dotonbori was big for nightlife, similar to Japan's Tokyo. So Tokyo had a big nightlife. We stayed near an area called Shinjuku. We were like on the corner of it. It was a very weird area because it was big nightlife, but also it was on like kind of like the border of the red light district. So when it kind of got very late at night, it kind of turned a little bit dodgy. But at the same time, it wasn't too bad. It was kind of like that robot restaurant was like on the border of where it got dodgy. So we hear a slime. He's below me or above me, I don't know, but that's good. But yeah, so back to Dotonbori in Osaka. I've been in this area. Yeah, phenomenal food, great place for nightlife, really was enjoyable. There was just so much to do, see, eat. Like the first day we got there, we got these characters drawn up of us, which was absolutely hilarious and loved it. And we actually got two. We paid for one, but one of them was in training, so there was another girl that was in training, so she drew us as well. But we actually got that drawing for free, which ended up being better than the actual professional drawer that we actually paid to actually get us drawn. Because like he like, you know, characters, they can kind of really overdo some features sometimes, and they have their own idea, I guess, in how they draw. So the way he drew us was cool, but it was like really over the top. Where the trainee, she drew us like she was like it was over the top, but not so much. She picked like one feature to really like kind of one or two features like in each of us to make a bit over the top, and then the rest of it was kind of quite normal. So it actually looked like a really good photo, or a really good drawing. And then after that we did, that was silver, wasn't it? Yeah. Then after that we did the famous stuff that they have over there in Japan is they have a lot of cafes, and in their cafes they have random things. So I was really disappointed whilst I was over there because I was looking for them, but I couldn't find any cool cafes. Oh, finally a chest. I haven't seen a chest the whole time I've been down here. Oh, there's two. There we go. I don't really want that. Oh, iridium. I do want that. I'll get that. Let's open you. I'll take those. Yes, safari nests and more iridium. There we go. That's good. That's what we want to see. All right. But yeah, so they have all these over-the-top cafes and that, and cost a bit to enter, but this one was worth it. It was an owl cafe, so we dined with owls and got to hold owls, and oh, they were beautiful. They had the snow owl, that is what they use like for Hedwig and Harry Potter. Beautiful bird, absolutely beautiful. It was huge though. I didn't realize that that owl was so big. They had some big owls, they had some very small owls. They also had some other animals there as well. They had a hedgehog, which was so cool. They had chipmunks, and the owls, the hedgehog, the chipmunk. What else they had? They had something else. I can't remember what it was. I can't remember the name of it. Okay. But yeah, so that was an experience on its own as well. So that was great. And then after that we did Universal Studios, and Universal Studios, oh my god, just so good. Just so good. It was great. Like, I've done a lot of theme parks. Like, I've been to Florida, I've done Disney World there, I've done Universal Studios there, and this is the first time I'm actually traveling to a theme park with my girlfriend, so that was quite enjoyable as well. And yeah, just their Universal Studios was actually really good. They had some really good rides. There was one that really surprised me. It was actually the first ride we did. It was a simple roller coaster, but it was a virtual reality roller coaster. So it was like the way you get on is like it's always continuously moving. It had a few dips and a few drops, quite fast, but it was all simulator based, not simulator, VR based. So it's like a simulator, I guess, but it was on a roller coaster, and it was Final Fantasy themed. And oh my god, I'd never done a ride like that. It was mind-blowing to actually do a roller coaster whilst wearing a headset, and yeah, it was that was just awesome as well. Oh, this seems like a dangerous room that we must enter for nothing. All right, let's get out of here. Yeah, so they had, what else did they had? Oh, that's a yellow ride. I don't really want the yellow ride. Oh, this is, my inventory's full again. God dang it. They had this flying dinosaur ride, which was awesome. I hadn't done something like that before. It was a ride where, like, you get in your seat, it has the bit that latches over the top of you, but then it rotated you, so you're facing the floor and your head is pointing forward, and you do the whole ride like that. So you didn't feel the dropping feeling at all, but you felt more the G-forces of the roller coaster, and that was just another experience on its own. I haven't done a ride like that before, and that was a top ride, and I would actually happily go on it again, but it was just such huge long wait times that, yeah, like, it was like a two-hour wait time just for that ride. We were just like, yeah, well, we got so many other rides. Oh, this lap's around here. Oh, stupid, I should have gone this way. Far out. Oh, this was the bloody area I went into the start, wasn't it? It was too. Ha! Alright, so if I went this way, I would have found a hell of a lot, would have got there a bit sooner, but okay, that's kind of cool. But yeah, so that's really Japan, you know. It was the food there. I fell in love with the food. I really did. The honed in on my chopstick skills like a boss, to the point that I'm still using chopsticks since I've been back home. And yeah, just loved it. Probably my favorite experience overall. It's hard, but it also it was an interest. It was just, I don't know. It was just an interesting night. The way it turned out. So my favorite night was our last dinner that we had in Tokyo, which was pretty much. We wanted to, like, Japan in Tokyo had quite a lot of alleyways near Shinjuku that just had all these little restaurants, and I mean little. Like, you know, they sit, some, like, probably the max I saw might have been 15 people, but some, you know, you couldn't get any more than maybe 6, 7 people in there, so they were very small. It was where the chef cooked in front of you, you know, you just, you know, what you wanted, you asked the chef for, and that was an experience on its own that was just you left you in awe, because, like, the one that we picked, I wanted to test out some of my Japanese, so went there, and this one sat about 12, I think it was about 12 to 15, it was one of the bigger ones of the smaller restaurants. No menu. So the way it was is that technically the menu was all on the walls. So the top, like, obviously tourist favorite ones, they would have a few pictures. They had maybe like 6 or 7. Then the rest of it was just Japanese writing and a little space, and then it had again in Japanese writing, which was the price. And that was it. That was your menu. You just asked for that. So that was a great experience, because it was you know, it was where I kind of got to put some of this, like, because prior to leaving I practiced quite a bit of Japanese too. I always kind of do that before I go on holiday, and that's kind of where I know bits and bobs of languages, is that I've been like, you know, I feel like I should learn part of their language so I can at least communicate. But Japanese is one of those languages that kind of sits a bit close to my heart, I guess, and it's kind of like, when I look at it, I really would love to learn how to speak and write fluently, but it's such a complicated language. But yeah, it was just great. It was a great moment because, you know, this chef didn't speak any English whatsoever, and so we ordered more than what we thought, because I said the wrong number. He got confused because we wanted. So what I ended up ordering is I ordered me and my partner both wanted dumplings, and then we wanted just fried noodle, pretty much. It was like a chicken and pork fried noodle, which was delicious. But he misunderstood well, not misunderstood. I misunderstood my numbers and said the wrong number to him for. I guess it was a bit of both, because the way it was is the picture showed 4 dumplings. So I wanted 4 dumplings each. So that's how I said it. But the way it was is that the way the word was written wasn't 4 dumplings. It's 4 it's a serve of dumplings. So it was a serve of 4 dumplings. So the way I pretty much said it was that I said I wanted 4 of that dish instead of I just want that dish, because that dish already came with 4. So we ended up getting, so me and my girlfriend ended up getting 2 serves of dumplings each instead of just the 1, because I wanted to order the 4 dumplings, but ended up ordering 4 plates of that serve, if you get what I mean. So it was a funny experience of screwing up the language, but as well the food was delicious. Probably was the best food that we had there, and yeah, it was just funny because it was like really the first time like we did bits and bobs of the language, but it was the first time I really tried to communicate. I really didn't want to use any English to explain. I really kept that to a very minimum, because even when I tried to explain a little bit in English, he was like he pretty much was saying I don't understand in Japanese, which you know, which I like when he said that, I was like, oh, okay, so I really do have to think here about what I want to say, and such. And it was just great. It was a great experience. It was a great holiday. Absolutely loved it. I did mean to make a video before I left saying that I was going on holiday, and I did actually say that in the previous episodes leading up to these ones, but then time got in front of me and got busy and such, and then I didn't do that, did I? So I think some people didn't even know I was away. So yeah, so that's pretty much my holiday, my time in Cambodia and Japan. God, this system goes on forever. And yeah, so God, I don't know where my next holiday is going to be. I think ideally I'd love to go back to England. I'd love to go back to Europe. You know, I spent a long time of my life in England. I lived there 8 years. I went back the year after I left, and I haven't been back since. So it's been, you know, 6 years, or, you know, getting there, getting past 6 years. Oh yes, another chest. You know, last time I was there was end of 2012, and here we are almost mid 2018. So yeah, it's been a long time. So fill tin can, okay, I'll take those, and such. So I think that would be nice, just to go traveling Europe with the girlfriend and such, and experience what I've kind of seen before, but you know, and I know she's seen it as well, but just kind of experience that together. So that might be the next place on the list. But I think I'm gonna end the caving episode here. It's been a long chat of caving and such, and I know it's been pretty full on with my chitter chatter and me talking about my holiday experiences and that, and I appreciate you guys sticking around and listening to all this talk. I might take a screenshot of that. That might be good for one of the thumbnails at one point. But yeah, it was a great holiday. I absolutely loved it, and I've enjoyed talking to you guys about it and such. And yeah, I might call it hit here, guys. So as usual, I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope you all have an awesome day, and catch you guys in the next one. So see you later, guys.